Welcome, folks. This is John Matus, and I'm here to explain to you a little bit about how to set up an online course via the Training Center Manager system. In this case, we're using Training Center Manager with web services to deliver your own content or content that you've licensed from us to your internet audience and do online education through our platform. The first thing you'll need to do is to go to TC Administration, to go to Administrative. That is a web-based course. Now, I've done so, and you'll see many of our just sort of regular offerings here, but I'd like to point out a course here called Test Online Course 1, and I'm just going here to the T's for you. So here we have Test Online Course 1, and you'll notice that this particular program is a course that is probably a little different than the other courses that you're used to. These programs are going to be web-based courses, and as such, they require slightly different configuration. So you'll notice that we have a course title, we have a duration, in this case a 1-hour course, and duration, by the way, is very important because it tells the computer how long to allocate resources for and how long the student should expect to be in the course. And it is a required field. So even though it may feel a little abstract, meaning some students will take 15 minutes, some students will take 30 minutes to take an in-service, just realize it's a mandatory field and you need to put something in there, even if it's just an approximation. Certification period is somewhat less important. It's like how long their card is good for. If it doesn't have a number of years, you certainly could leave that one blank. The accreditation organization is basically the agency that approves or otherwise rubber stamps the course. This could be yourself if it's your own creation. In this case, I selected the New Jersey Department of Health under the guise that they have provided some kind of continuing education credit for perhaps EMS providers, for example. Active type should always be checked. That tells the computer that this course is a current offering, and you can pick it off the list. If you uncheck it, you'll no longer see it there for scheduling. WebSync enabled should probably be off for all of your online courses. WebSync enables instructors in the community to run the course and submit it to you online. Of course, this being an online course, no instructor is really going to run that independently the same way they may run, say, their BLS for healthcare providers course. So you would leave that unchecked. On this end, web key required is really about key courses, the kind of course you would purchase a key from a vendor and it's on a third-party website and you're really just using TCM to dispense the key. So we're going to leave that one unchecked. We are, however, going to check TCM online, and that's basically what tells the computer that this particular course is delivered by TCM using TCM's platform. It's not a live instructor-led course. It's not a course that is being administered via a key. It's a course that TCM is delivering itself. When you close form, you'll get the confirmation message that tells you, hey, I hope you didn't forget to put a course duration in there, because otherwise it won't say. That sort of routine. Now, when you've done that, you then need to synchronize to the web. So we need to run our synchronizer after you've gone ahead and entered the new course type. That puts that course type up on the web. It's now available for offerings. Okay. The next thing we need to do is, now that we have a course type, we need to actually schedule the event. So I'm going to add a new course. And what we're going to do is we're going to open this program up for a specific period of time. And we're going to do it with a client and a site the way we would do most courses. Where this gets a little bit different is because this is an online course, the site becomes somewhat less relevant. So let me show you how you might handle that. Less Stress Instructional Services will be our client. This might be the same as any of your open to public courses. But notice now, instead of having a specific location the course is at, we're just going to make a site called Online Program. In fact, if you look at the details for this site, you'll notice that it has the URL of the website. I have another example for you if you'd like to see something a little different. I actually prefer this one a little bit more. Checks that you might do with a key course. Let's go back to the other one that's online only. Totally online course is another example of that. This one simply just takes a note and says, take this course online. So the student knows he doesn't have to report anymore. I'm now going to put test online course 1. Now notice what happens to the start time. It disappears and it becomes start date and available until another end date. So I'm going to make this course open for 2 months so people can take it, register for it, and for the next 2-month period they can go ahead and register for it. I'm going to make the expected students for this course 10, meaning I have 10 seats available. That's somewhat useful if you have given clients a maximum. Let's say you've sold this course for a flat fee to a corporation and you say, okay, you guys can have for X number of dollars up to 10 people in it. This gives you the ability to limit their registrations. The price per student, I just sort of put an arbitrary number in there. I'm going to assign this to source code test. I'm going to open it up to the public. And there's the schedule. I'm going to update that. I'm going to close. One thing I need to do is I need to schedule a session before I do the close. I know it feels a little counterintuitive to put a session in here, but part of the engine that drives TCM requires that courses have some kind of session to display. So what I usually do with these is I just put a start time of 9 o'clock on the first day of the course. It really just tells TCM that the record is in there to stay and it should be displayed online. At this point, you're pretty much done. We're going to close this form. We're now going to sync this up to the web. Off it goes. And I now have on my online panel this particular program available. Now, there are 2 things that we would like to do here. The first thing you'll like to do is to put in panel some custom notes for this course. Remember, these programs will require instructions because students aren't really showing up anywhere. They just are supposed to take this online course, and it's a little abstract to them. So we'll want some solid instructions in there on this course. I'm going to show you the instructions we put in for another one of our programs, EMT airway maintenance. Okay. This one's already been approved locally. So here's the notes. It basically says this program is delivered online. Please go to this location and put a link in there and log in with your last name, license number, ID to begin your course. So as you can see, this is a useful reference. They're going to get it into their email when they take the program. So we're going to copy that. And we are going to paste it into test course 1. That way, any student registering for our new course, test course 1, will get those details. Okay, passing score. You get to put in your pass-fail score. Test time, number of seconds that they get for their test. And then you can save. So I'm going to save that successfully, and we're in great shape. Now, we have an offering, and we have an email confirmation for it, so we're in reasonable shape here. What we need to do next is upload some content to this course. So the idea here is we need to actually put some material, meaning some web pages, and this is something that you're going to have to design or license from us. But basically, you need to upload your web pages to a specific spot, and this could be on a server of any type. And then you're going to put those contents into here via a spreadsheet. The spreadsheet is available on our website, at the supports website at trainingcentermanager.com as a download. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to upload our contents. The first thing that you need is a topic code, which basically is the serial number for the page, if you want to think of it that way. So there's page 1000, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003. The page will also need what we call a topic parent. A topic parent is basically which daddy parent, if you will, does this page belong to. So 2000 is the 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, etc. So when I show you the actual course, what you'll find is that the individuals who are taking the program are going to need to log in, and they're going to see the parent pages first, and then when they click on them, they will see the sub-pages. So you will have page 2000, and then under it you'll have 2001 through 2008, and then you'll have page 3000, and then you'll have 3000 through 3021. So the idea here is to have chapters and pages, if you want to use a book analogy, so that the material is more organized for the student. Now, if a parent page is listed. You'll notice null next to it. That means that it's the parent page, so it doesn't need a parent ID. So you need to write the word null in there, N-U-L-L, which kind of tells the computer that there is nothing above it. Okay. You'll see this again when I show you the content of the course. Topic name, basically the name of the topic of that page, which will display again in the navigation for the course. This next one, column D, topic page time, is how many minimum seconds do you want the student to have to spend on the course? Notice page number 4, section objectives. What will happen here is the computer will require that the students spend 10 seconds there before they move on to the next page. This is useful if you're trying to guarantee to some organization, usually an accrediting body or a regulator, that they have spent X number of time on a course. Online education students have a tendency of flipping to the end to take the test without actually doing the content. And some regulators will actually require that you ensure in some way that the student has spent, say, 2 hours in the course if they're awarding 2 hours of continuing ed time. So it's completely optional. If you would like students to be able to skip to the end, just put zeros in all of the columns. On the other hand, if you insist that they have to do some kind of time spending, just put a number of seconds in there for each page, and the computer will count down those seconds before it allows the student to go to the next page. So again, useful tool. Page URL is basically the URL or web address of that specific page that you've uploaded. When you license a program from us, you'll get the spreadsheet completed. You don't have to write it at all. But if you're doing your own program, you're going to have to put your content somewhere, and then each one of those pages will need to be listed here, and the computer will navigate them through those pages. Object embed is usually 0 or 1. 0 means that there is no video embedded into the page, and 1 means that there is in fact some video embedded into the page. Basically what that does is it tells the computer that the time is governed by the video and not necessarily by the number of seconds that you put into the page. So column F is really only relevant if you have video embedded in the page. Okay, so this is your content spreadsheet.